Hello, everybody, and welcome to 1554 Wired. How is everyone doing today?
Good.
I'm going to pop the can right in front of the mic.
All right, Corey. Who are you, Corey?
I'm Corey.
Cool. What's your last name?
Oh, Uribe. Sorry.
What's your address?
Why does this take
I'm not
so long
telling
to
you
do
that.
every week?
I don't know.
I'm Daniel Santiago. Who are you?
I'm Jughead!
And we have a new face on the podcast this week.
Hi guys,
And the rest of him, too.
What's your name?
Brandon.
Brandon
Bohm.
Brandon Bohm.
You guys know me from such television series as Seinfeld and Family Guy.
Who did you play on Family Guy?
Well, they cut all my parts out every week, but I'm
He plays the
So then
lamp.
how do you still have a job?
He plays the
What?
lamp.
So how are you still working
well
there if they cut your...
every day they give me the same joke and they hope that maybe it'll work, that week.
Well,
And
it
it-
sounds like
weren't
it's
you
their
a stunt
problem
double
then.
for one of the Bushes on one of the episodes?
Yeah, but that was
Wait,
That was a whole nother thing.
Meg's or Lois's? That was a vagina joke.
I heard Meg.
Because he was stunt
you
double
said-
for
or
the
Lois's.
bush.
Okay.
Yeah.
For the bush.
Yes.
Bush.
Very classy.
I had to take it. It was a
Bush.
very hard job.
That was supposed to be Butters, but it was terrible.
Okay.
Terrible. So how's everybody doing this week?
You know what? I am awesome.
Has everybody played any good games lately?
Let's
Skyrim.
because
That is a rhetorical question, Daniel. You know the answer.
I don't know the answer.
I met other people. So you've been playing
Oh.
Skyrim, movie.
a lot of
How is it?
Skyrim.
I've heard a lot about it, and
lot
I
of
really
Skyrim.
did not like Oblivion.
Mm.
So
You're gonna hate Skyrim.
Convince me why Skyrim
Everything that
is
was
good.
Bad about Oblivion
It's still there.
is awesome about Skyrim, and everything that was bad about every other Elder Scrolls is continually the same but better. So you're gonna suffer from a lot of I hate this. I mean, that's on a personal. I'm just, for you, it's different for everybody else. For me, I enjoy it frequently. As a matter of fact, I was playing it until about 10 minutes ago, and I decided to come over here.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
So
I
how
decided to
far
come
along? Do you do a lot of campaign first or side quests, or do you?
No,
Mix it
I
up?
I hunt deer.
It's like I don't want to get big. I don't want to get Cabela's big game hunter. I'm just gonna get.
It ain't worth it.
I'm just gonna get Elder Scrolls and just hunt deer in that.
Yeah.
Gonna
Because I'm
use-
too embarrassed to
use
have a
the Wii
Cabela
rifle.
Yeah, I'm too embarrassed to have a Cabela's game on my game shelf.
I run into a lot of giants and trolls though, hunting deer.
That sounds like my real life.
Yeah.
Giants and trolls.
Yeah.
Is your name Harry Potter?
Only on Tuesdays. There's one guy out there that buys every single Cabela's game. Like,
Oh, I can tell you what he looks like. I'm selling those games to him. Yeah, I can tell you exactly what he looks just like Corey,
Really? Now.
just with a trucker hat.
yeah, I was gonna say trucker hat.
Yeah.
Smells bad.
Does he have one of those jackets that has paint and dirt on it?
No, it's usually
always
just
it's just constantly covered in
if
paint
he's
or dirt.
if he's got paint or dirt, he's actually out doing things. Cabela's for the kids who can't afford the guns or are too afraid to actually kill something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I could just picture. There's that guy that only has like NASCAR 2006 in every Cabela's game that came out last year, which is like 25.
You know that there's like at the midnight launch. There's like
one
half
guy.
the people there for like Assassin's Creed, the other one are there for like Halo Anniversary, and there's that one guy who's like, God damn, all these people are here to get Cabela's Big Game Hunter? I didn't know this game was so popular.
It's not.
No.
Didn't that game actually? Didn't they release a Cabela's game the same day as Assassin's Creed?
That's what I'm talking
Halo?
about.
It was
Okay,
Cabela's
well,
Dangerous Hunts like 2012 or something.
I think they would be smart enough
Dangerous.
to... Or at least I wouldn't think someone would be out there for the midnight. I don't
No,
Did they
no,
even
no.
have that?
I know. I was about
That's what
to
I
say.
say.
They probably
They
would
probably
not-
didn't have it.
They were giving out Viking helmets at the Best Buy in Harris if you went to the Skyrim release.
For Assassin's Creed. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, because we all know that
Yeah.
friggin' Constantinople and Viking territory are right next to each other.
Istanbul.
Istanbul.
I keep calling it Constantinople, and you won't let me. You just,
Yeah, I know.
It's Istanbul.
You did get a hat.
It's funny though, because like in the
Constantinople.
game, like the very first time you enter the city,
Noble.
they mention that it's Istanbul because it's already been overrun by Ottomans and everything. It's like I thought this was Constantinople, and he's like, no, it's Istanbul. That's what everybody calls it. And then for the rest of the game, they all say Constantinople. Like not the people in the game, but people referencing the game. So
I
like when
guess.
you're Desmond, he always talks about that.
Okay, well,
Other
I haven't played it
people-
yet, so
Well, no one cares about Istanbul. Yeah, I'm still on the second one, man.
Assassin's Creed 2?
Yeah.
yeah, so
Dude, you're in for a treat with Brotherhood.
Brotherhood is
My favorite.
my favorite
Yeah, it's
of
my
the
favorite.
four. I did like Revelations. I finished it, I think, a week after it came out. It was
So
good.
like yesterday.
No, he finished it like on Thursday.
Thursday.
No, that was Thanksgiving. He finished it on
Yeah,
Wednesday.
I finished it right before I left for
Did you watch him
Thanksgiving.
the whole time?
I saw the very end and the very beginning.
That's what happened on the first Assassin's Creed. I watched my buddy play
The
it.
first Assassin's Creed, I played it for 20 minutes and said, "This is boring as balls," and then quit. Did you
There's
like
a lot
the
of
first
horse
one?
riding. There's a lot of
Yeah,
horse
there's
riding.
way too much horse riding and not enough killing.
Speaking of
people.
which, you cannot ride a horse in Revelations. There are no horses.
What? Time.
It's kind of weird.
What? I mean, if you think about
I
it.
never used them anyway. I mean, when
Yeah.
I used it in the first two when you have to go from city to city, but when you're just in the big city, I just ran everywhere.
You
Or
can't
did
even get a
other
horse
shit.
in the big city. I don't think.
You can in Brotherhood, but you can't in Revelations, which
Yeah, I know you couldn't.
I
Well,
didn't
then I
mind
would assume
except-
there's not really a need for a horse anyway.
You could in the first one though. You could like run over the guard to the gate. That was something that, in every city. There's like the same 4 guards in the exact same place in front of the exact same door. So I got really good at going around them. You climb on the rafters and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
made me feel good about myself.
Revelations definitely tried a couple of new game mechanics to try to freshen up things a bit before they made the final game. They wanted this as kind of like a filler, but they wanted it to feel a little bit new and just not the same boring stuff over again. So they tried to add a couple of things. Like they added a bomb mechanic where you have like, like you're throwing weapons. You have like your knives. You have like bows and arrows and things. And they added bombs.
Bombs?
But, yeah, I didn't really use the bombs at all, which is funny because they really tried to push that as like a main game mechanic, but I never used it because
That's-
I thought. I don't know. I like the old way of doing things, like Assassin's Creed 1 style, hidden blade and throwing knives, and that's it. So that's pretty much all I use the whole time.
But if they're pushing bombs, does that mean in Assassin's Creed 3 you're going to be Guy Fawkes? 5th of November. The whole game is just building up to you loading shit under the House of Parliament.
and then getting caught and getting, and then choking on your monster.
Yeah, I thought it was good. The storyline was good. For being a filler game, I thought they were going to try to progress the plot a lot further than they did. Like, it seems like typically filler games, they progress the plot enough from what the last one gave, like, cut off, just to where they want the first one to start. And it feels like this one, there was so little of that.
Are you dying?
Okay.
Yeah, like, so I feel like in Revelations they did so little to push the plot forward. It felt like the Animus game and the Desmond like aspect of the game, it felt like it wasn't even there. So
Yeah, how much Desmond was there?
like almost none.
Because they,
Like,
in the build-up, they kept saying,
You interact
you're going to
with-
play as all 3 characters.
yeah, you interact with Desmond like I would say maybe twice total. And like you can walk around a little bit, and there's a couple of cuts. There's like maybe 3 main cutscenes: one at the beginning, one in the middle, and one at the end, and like that's it.
But they're cutscenes.
But yeah, but there's no like walking around. There's no fighting as Desmond. There's no there is walking around, but there's no fighting as him. And other than like getting up out of the Animus and sitting back down, like
Basically the other
Like,
game.
yeah, how it usually is.
then, well, this is a little different mechanic than actually standing up and sitting down. But basically that applies. It's like you're out of the Animus, you get back into it and start the next mission, and there's literally like nothing to do in between there.
How much Altair was it?
There was extremely little, and I was really disappointed.
Yeah.
There's the first mission you get is pretty. Either the first or second one is super short. Like the first one I think is short, and then the second one is lengthy, and then all the other ones after that are just kind of short, which I was really disappointed. But they changed his voice, so he has a new voice actor.
Yeah.
A lot of people didn't like the original
I
guy
didn't,
because
I
they
didn't
thought.
notice a difference.
I mean I noticed a big difference right off the bat. Like a
Keep
lot of
in mind, I
people-
played the first one for about 20 minutes.
Yeah, a lot of people said that in the first one his voice was just kind of monotone and not really like expression. Doesn't have a lot of expression.
He
And this
didn't
one,
really even have a face.
yeah. Well, this one they definitely used a new character,
Just another reason
a
I
new
like
voice actor for it.
Ezio
So.
more.
So, do any of you guys play Team Fortress 2?
Team Fortress, that's by Valve, right?
Yeah.
I have Team Fortress 2. I've never played it. I've like gone through the maps and gone through the characters just to see what they look like and see all the guns and stuff, but I've never actually played it online.
Everything I know about Team Fortress 2 is things I've learned from fan art on Reddit. So
Yeah.
it's basically
Kaboom!
Exactly. Mental Gym.
Corey, do you do anything?
Yes.
Did you play any games at all?
I don't
recently?
have any of those games yet.
any of what game? Just any games in general. Like what games have
What's
you
the
been
last
playing?
game you played on
Scrabble.
Xbox? Scrabble.
Scrabble on Xbox Live.
Jax.
Last
Words
game I
with
played
friends.
was LA Noire.
Hell
Okay.
yeah.
That was a good game.
I finished up all the street crimes, so I got my.
I never,
All
I
of
never
them?
did those.
How many of them were there? My least favorite by far was the one where you have to go up and convince the guy to not jump off of the building.
Oh yeah,
I
because
just
all you
thought
have to
that
do
was-
is climb up there.
all you do is
don't have
climb up
to do
there.
anything.
Oh yeah, it's
And then it goes to a cutscene.
the street
he's like,
crime
"It's
is
time."
Don't do
yeah.
it.
Yeah, it was stupid.
Yeah, that's probably.
Okay,
the
you
dumbest
stop.
one.
Okay.
We probably should have warned them that there were
Good
spoilers.
job.
Yeah.
The guy that jumps does not jump.
Nope.
L.A. Noire.
Yeah. So I
just broke
finished
the
up
fourth
all
wall.
that and
I'm
got
sorry
the
about
achievement for that one.
I don't think there is a fourth wall in a podcast.
Yeah. We're talking to an audience.
Well, we're talking to each other, right?
Well,
Well,
also
actually,
to the
yeah.
I
audience.
just got really more
True.
paranoid.
There are other people here. You just
I'm
know
trying to
about
get all the cars now. I'm like,
I'd see when I play a game like that. That's not the first thing that I think of. I think, all right, I'm gonna catch
Well,
this
no,
Black
it's
Dolly
like-
murderer, and then I'm done.
it. I was
I've
that was
had-
really impressed with the way that they did the Black Dahlia thing.
I think that-
I was
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty ballsy
did you
with a
feel-
brand new game to attack something that famous.
I was
thought
so
they did a great job.
I was so pissed when I found out like that one guy was doing it the whole time, and I put away those all
yeah.
Yeah,
They all got
innocent
released.
guys. But
Did
Well, I
you
mean-
feel like it kind of took a dive after you got off the homicide desk? I felt like the homicide desk was at its peak, and then it just kind of went down.
no,
from
for me
there.
it was the vice desk.
I didn't like the vice. Desk.
I didn't like
I
the
like
vice
the I
desk
like the
either.
homicide desk
Really?
the best.
I got tired of seeing dead black guys with heroin needles. It was just
You only did 3 cases.
that was like 3 too many. I got bored. Like I got to the vice desk within like a day of buying the game without getting bored a single time. Just never wanting to set it down, and I walked away in the middle of the first vice case. I was like, this is boring, so I took a break.
You're very hard to please.
I mean,
Apparently so.
I definitely didn't like the vice desk as much as I did the homicide one. But then, especially after that, after you get to the arson desk, that sucked. At least I felt
You
it
did
sucked.
okay.
yeah,
arson
I
desk-
was just waiting for the build up to the homicide desk. You know, you flip the little book and it says homicide desk. I'm like, hell yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
want. So everything else just felt like fodder.
It was also kind of like anticlimactic, like at the end where you get kicked off and you go to was it arson? Is that right? Because
Yeah.
you knew
I
it was
just
coming
said
the
it,
whole time because it like it shows
has
the
it laid
4
out.
deaths. So you're like, well, no, I'm going there eventually. So just it was
see,
super
okay.
like it
I
took
didn't-
it took that aspect out of the storyline, made it really weak. I
Okay,
think they
well,
could
I
have
didn't
like
look
left
at
that
that.
off.
I put in the disc and said new game, and then I just started. And
You guys
then when
wanna
it said
talk
put in
about-
a new
No,
disc, I
like
just
it's in
said
your little
resume.
passport thing. Like you flipped through
Yeah.
it said, what desk do you want to look at? Oh, there's an arson desk. I guess I'm going there eventually. And
I
you're
never
just kind of
saw
like,
that in there.
Really?
yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see that in there.
If you guys ever get your hand on a PlayStation 3, you need to play Heavy Rain.
I have.
Oh God.
I
Are we
wanna-
seriously going to talk
Dude,
about?
I want to play
Heavy Rain is not a game. It's
Yes,
it's
it's
a
so
movie where you
good.
push a button to keep.
Oh my
it's
God.
like your movie. It's like watching a movie that pauses every couple of minutes, and you have to do like a freaking God of War quick action button in order for it to keep going.
Maybe that's the problem. You were always terrible at those.
because I don't play PlayStation
You
that
would just like
often.
nail the shit out of these combos to get there, and then as soon as the quick time event popped up, you would just fuck it up.
No, because like I'd be so like convinced that like I needed to finish the combo, so be like oh, and it'd pop up to do like a stick like scroll. No, that's what I'd be doing. I'd be going in one direction to like lunge towards the person, and the stick combo would have me pushing backwards, and I'd push upwards, and it'd like cancel it out.
Yeah.
So like I
Did
didn't
you-
like the stick ones. The
Did you ever
button
play
ones are-
Dragon Ball Z Budokai? Because you had to do
Yes!
that a lot in that
No.
game.
Yes!
I did not.
Budokai and Budokai
Uh,
2.
They're up to like 10 of those now.
Which one did you like better?
Oh, I've played every single one that they've released.
Well,
and
what's the most recent one? Doesn't it start with like a T or something?
yeah, it's you forget the names after a while,
They
but
just
it's
sound
like
made up.
it's Budokai. I don't know, but it's actually really good. They get better and better.
Really?
Yeah, they
'Cause I
start
love
to-
the first two.
I mean, I haven't even like watched GT or any of the movies, but so I don't even know like half the characters.
Last
now,
one I
but
played was the second one. I haven't played any of those since. But
You need to give them a chance, dude. I mean, for fighters,
well, it's not
they're
that I
kinda
didn't want
weird,
to. I just
but
I didn't get it.
Because I play like a lot of fighters.
I do
Well,
too.
not a lot, but I mean I played fighters a lot. So I mean I
I
do like
convinced
fighter
myself
games.
I was going to play Soul Calibur 4 competitively.
Really?
Yeah, but I didn't make it.
Ezio is a playable character in the next Soul Calibur game.
He's gonna suck.
I don't know. They showed him and he looked pretty cool.
But I mean, what's he gonna do? Is he gonna like?
He's gonna hit and blade
me to
their
death?
ass. He's the master of dodge, and one stab and you're dead.
Well, the thing is, putting an assassin in putting an assassin in a fighter that eliminates like his main tactic, which is to not be seen. It's like a cage match.
okay,
exactly.
true, but when he's in battle, he's the master of dodge and stab.
Plus, who would win, Yoda or anyone in Assassin's Creed? Yoda. Yoda's gonna win. Yoda will win.
That's true. That's true. The third Star Wars movie proved that. When you're just hopping around like a little.
That was the second one.
The sec-
Yeah,
yeah,
but
the
that
Was
was
that
the
the
second
second one when he had the hoppy around you?
Yeah.
yeah, when that's the first time he actually like fights in the whole series.
Yeah. He looks
Yeah.
like a
Pogo
freaking.
stick.
and only
Stickitis?
time.
He looks like a jumping bean.
Have you guys seen the new Blu-ray releases yet? We
Of
watched
the
them at
ba-
work. Of the
the-
Star Wars,
Oh,
the complete
No.
saga.
Nope.
It's George Lucas is an idiot. There's like a scene. There's one particular scene where he just like in the very first one. When I say the first one, I mean like
4.
A New Hope.
Yeah.
You know, it's not even called a new. Anyway, like
I
R2D2 is like
got
hiding
in an
the
argument with
rocks.
my dad about what that movie was called
It's not A New Hope. They added that to like.
after the fact, but he didn't
Yeah.
know that he just kept saying it was called Star Wars. I'm like, well, it's called A New Hope, really.
Yeah.
But
It's
Yeah,
been A
that's
New
the thing
Hope
is
for a
he's-
while. Like
he's
they called it A
constantly-
New Hope when they made the second one, so they don't want to confuse people.
George Lucas has this thing where he likes to like go back to his old movies and like I guess improve them. Have you ever seen THX 1138?
no,
It's like
but
his
I'm
big
familiar
student
with it.
film.
Yeah.
It's actually really good and really trippy. But you know, I watched it on DVD maybe a month ago, and there's one particular scene where there's like a freeway of like cars, but it's like in the future, so they're flying and shit. And I looked at that and I was like, "There's no way he made that in 1976." And sure enough, I went on YouTube and found the original, and it looks nothing like it.
Oh, it was like transparently redone.
Yeah, it was really
Okay.
really obvious.
Yeah,
And
George
it's-
Lucas is really good at taking something he did really well and then just shitting on it. Just taking a big dump.
I mean, when I watch something from the 70s, I don't want to see like Jurassic Park.
Yeah, and then like a recent CGI Velociraptor. Yeah, that makes sense.
Did you know there are only 52 shots of CG in that entire movie in the
Really?
first Jurassic Park? That's
Isn't the
it.
rest animatronics?
No. Well,
Or
yeah,
just-
a little bit, but most of it they just avoid using CG.
Yeah.
I
Well, they didn't really show
animatronics
that
are
many-
expensive. Exactly.
They didn't show that. Yeah, it's like the Psycho rule. We just don't show it.
Yeah, you cut.
Well,
between-
really, the Jaws rule.
Yeah.
What's it called? Where it's like
The shark broke,
Your
so just don't
mind-
show the shark.
Yeah, and that made it,
your mind connects to. I can't remember what that's called.
the mental phenomenon.
Yeah, where if like you see two broken images, your mind instantly connects them.
Yeah, I'm familiar with that, but I can't remember what it's called either.
I'm a film major. This is bad.
I won't tell anybody.
What are we talking about?
Citizen Kane. Did you like it?
Loved it. Watched
Yeah.
it 70,000 times. Showed
Really?
it to Mikey. Mikey loved it.
Mikey loved it.
Oh,
I
yeah.
can see Mikey loving it.
Yeah, I also gave him a Clockwork Orange, and Mikey's a very innocent fellow, and I don't think he didn't get all the way through it. He didn't.
What is
Wait,
it
wait,
called?
wait, wait,
Orange? What
Wait,
is it?
Didn't he get to the point where like it was about to actually get good?
Yeah,
something like
he got to the point where it was about to stop being violent and just be like in his own head and be in the prison. And he didn't make it that far. He got to
Right.
the part. I think he got to the part where the chick is getting killed with a giant penis.
Oh yeah.
I've not seen this, so I don't know what the
It
like.
wasn't even a penis.
you haven't
in
seen
the
A Clockwork
book.
Orange? Dude,
I don't-
Kubrick is.
Yeah, it's really good.
Matter of fact, Malcolm McDowell, the guy who plays Alex.
Yeah, he's great
He's
in
in-
everything.
Have you ever seen If?
No,
It's a British movie about like the British counterculture in the 70s, and he plays a really crazy kid in that too. It all takes place in like a boarding school,
really.
but he's sort of like anti-establishment, and he's in this boarding school, and they're really oppressive. And you know, the idea when it came out was that it's like this is what Britain's going to turn into if you conservatives don't slack off. It's a really political movie, but it's kind of cool because now it's like invalidated, you know, because
Yeah.
Britain's not the same. He's also in the really infamous Caligula.
Oh
You
my
ever
god,
seen that?
dude. Yeah, I tried so hard to watch that movie just because I knew it was so unbelievably controversial and infamous, and
How about-
I couldn't do it.
How about Sodom? 120 Days of Sodom.
I'm never watching that movie. I stumbled on the internet. Actually, hit the button stumble, and it gave me a list of like the top 15 most controversial movies of all time. I tried to watch some of them, couldn't make it through, and I have a huge crush on Helen Mirren, which is weird.
Yeah.
But I still couldn't watch that movie. I just,
When's the last time you guys went to like a movie theater to watch a new release?
I went
It's been forever
Thanksgiving.
since I've watched. Oh, really? I hear that's a
Wait,
really
you-
popular thing to do. Is just
A lot
everybody
of
eat.
movies come out, yeah.
Okay, let's just go watch. A movie,
And nothing
I
else
guess.
is open.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
I know.
Exactly.
Well, not go. I'd never done that because my family is always the let's sit and chat type, which is.
Oh God.
But you know, nothing
Yeah.
against it. That's what they like to do, but it's not the most fascinating thing in the world. But
I've seen 2 movies in the past 2 weeks.
what
what,
were they?
what did you see?
I saw In Time.
What'd you think?
A what?
In Time.
That's just in time. That's it.
That's
I saw that
the
too.
title.
What did you think about it?
I liked it. It
Yeah.
definitely put a different.
I liked
Like,
it
how
for
you
its
think about
originality. I mean, it wasn't like the greatest movie ever made, but I mean, I walked
no,
out of it like
but-
checking my wrist. You know?
Yeah.
Oh, what's it about? Oh, is it the
You-
one oh okay,
you have the
okay.
body
I've seen
clock,
the
you
I've
know?
seen the previews to that. Yeah.
Okay.
And basically the point is like the time is money. Like literally.
Yeah.
Like a cup of coffee is like 4 minutes.
And when you run out, you die.
Pretty
Right.
much.
It's crazy.
I haven't seen it yet, but I'm really, really, really skeptical of Justin Timberlake in a serious role.
Have you never seen
Of
Alpha
what
Dog?
what movie are you talking about?
Wait, what?
Have you ever seen Alpha Dog?
No.
He's very
But,
serious in that, and it's really good.
I liked him in this movie.
I just blanked on the kid's name. The Russian kid.
What movie
Who
is he
is-
about to play? Like What role is he
Who?
about to
Or
play?
he's in
He's
time.
in time.
Oh, he's
Yeah,
in
he's the
oh.
main character.
Right.
In like Charlie Bartlett. What's that kid's name?
Oh my god, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and he's in Star Wars. I mean Star Trek. Star Trek.
He was in something else too. But yeah, what about him?
I love him. I think he's a great actor.
Isn't he in? No, that's not him.
How did you get that from what we were talking about?
Because he was in Alpha Dog with
Yeah.
Justin Timberlake, which is like
Oh,
the only
okay,
other serious
okay.
role he's ever done.
didn't-
I thought he
hadn't
was a
seen that,
supporting
so-
guy in that. I didn't think it was
Well, I mean,
the
it's
lead
still
actor.
it's still a different role. I mean, it's
guess.
Justin Timberlake.
I
You
thought he
can't
was
put him
good in
anything.
Friends with Benefits.
I haven't seen that.
Really? Wait, did you see No Strings Attached?
No, I'm not really into.
Okay.
Those movies are kind of, I don't know.
No Strings Attached was terrible. I saw it with a girl.
That's what I heard.
So that's my
Like,
justification.
because both of
I
those
saw both of
almost
those
came out
movies
at
with
the
a
same
girl.
time, right?
Well, one of them came out. They're in development at the same time, but
Right.
Friends with Benefits
Just-
came out way after.
They were too close together. It's
the DreamWorks
and then
Pixar thing.
everyone kept
Exactly.
saying Friends with Benefits is way better.
Friends
I
with
was like,
Benefits
oh,
was
alright.
way better. It was way more believable and way less stupid.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. It was less of a romantic comedy, more of a drama
All right. Well,
than I thought it was going to be.
I recommend In Time. I liked it.
What was
So
the
what?
second one?
Yeah, what was
yeah,
the other
what
movie you
other
saw?
movies did you see?
The other one was
Arthur
stupid because
Christmas?
there was nothing else out, so I saw Tower Heist.
How was it?
Tower
Was it funny?
Oh, that's the one that's supposed to be really terrible. Ben Stiller, is that right?
It was okay.
It's another bank heist movie.
The ending
Yeah.
sucked.
There's
They
two
could
really
have
good.
done so much better
It's
on the ending.
basically like a comedy of Ocean's 11.
What's the
basically.
best heist movie you've
Basically.
ever seen?
I don't know.
Like, don't not let's not talk of like film style, but like actually like at the end you're like, holy shit,
Toy Story 3.
I really haven't seen that many.
Inside Man.
Really?
You need to
Toy
see
Story
that
3.
movie.
I
The whole
haven't seen
time
it.
you're thinking this really sucks, and at the end you're just like,
Was
You know,
was
like,
the
they pull it off.
Oh, I didn't. think
was
that
the
was
town supposed to be a really good heist movie?
Yes,
I heard that
it
one
was
was
supposed to
really
be good.
I never saw it, but it looked interesting.
You didn't like it? See, I heard
well,
it
I
was
just
good.
I just don't like
Ben
I
Affleck?
don't like Ben Affleck.
Okay.
I don't like that.
Goodwill Hunting was about I watched that movie once and I was like, I can't stand Ben Affleck after this.
Yeah, he's kind of like, I don't know, he's kind of like Matt Damon's Dancing Monkey.
He is. He's exactly that. And now that Matt Damon has surpassed him, he's trying to.
Matt Damon had never not been ahead of him.
Yeah, I mean they used to work together a lot though.
I
but
like
now
when they
it's-
make fun of him on Family Guy.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's a cutaway
yeah,
where
David.
By
Like,
Matt Dix.
Oh, I
It's
gotta-
like, hey, what about me? He's like, you sat on the couch the whole time
smoking
smoking
weed.
pot. Yeah. He's
No, there's
like-
another one where Peter is like, I'm gonna prepare for this test as much as Ben Affleck prepares for a role, and he wakes up on a couch and he's like, oh, I gotta be Louis the 15th in 5 minutes. Hello.
Yeah.
Nailed it, and then
Nailed
he
it.
leaves, and that's I feel like that's how accurately he prepares for a role. I don't say he gets any movie roles after he made Daredevil.
How do you guys feel about the Muppets?
It got 100% on Rotten Tomatoes,
There's a
Really?
reason for that.
and I love Jason Segel.
I love the Muppets.
Really, is it good?
Is it out
It's
yet?
awesome. Yeah,
I
yeah.
haven't
It
seen
came
it.
out Thanksgiving. That's
Oh,
when I
really?
went and
I
saw
love
it.
Amy Adams and I love Jason Segel and
Everything about it is
I like the Muppets
absolutely
a lot.
Okay,
spectacular.
see,
I've
I was,
seen
I was a little
basically all the
sketchy
other
about
Muppets
it
movies.
when I first
Really?
heard, yeah, just when I first heard about it.
Okay.
But now I've heard it's really good. So,
But I mean, part of it is you have to understand like where the Muppets come from. Like
Yeah.
it's styled after one of the very first like successful Hollywood ventures was like the Backyard Musical, where like such and such needs money, so all these kids get together and put on like a giant show, a spectacular to raise the money. That's what it is. I mean, it's very transparent as far as plotline is concerned, but it also kind of like pokes fun at that.
Yeah.
Like there's jokes about how transparent the plotline
the
is.
first trailer I saw of it, it got me so
Did you
bad.
see-
Yeah,
I thought
yeah.
it was like a serious thing, and then
Really?
one of the Muppets came. I was like, wait, what? And then
Yeah.
it was the Muppets. I was like, oh, okay.
Have you seen any of the other Muppets movies?
Yes.
Any of
Seen them
them?
all.
Yeah,
No.
I have.
You haven't
I mean,
seen any other Muppets?
No,
You need to watch-
I just
Really?
know of them.
You need to watch the first
But-
movie first.
Yeah, I've seen most of them. Well, I
they're-
saw most of them when I was a kid.
Is
I
that, is
know-
that
I
how that
know
works?
who-
You watch the first one first?
Well, I mean, the Muppets are kind of like self-included, but there are jokes in this new Muppet movie that if you don't see the first one, it just kind of goes over your head.
Yeah.
But I mean, there are some things that are actually pretty.
I mean, I know who they are. I just
culturally
haven't,
relevant.
like watched.
The only negative I heard about it is that Jason Segel he looks pretty awkward.
he's very awkward in that movie. But I think that's
is that
part
his
of
character, or is it just the way he's acting?
It's a bit of both.
I
mean,
think it's just Jason Segel.
He plays
Yeah.
the main character is Jason Segel and his brother's a Muppet, and they both
Yeah,
live in
which
like
makes no
small
sense.
town, and it's like cookie cutter houses. Everyone's
Yeah.
happy, singing, dancing. Like that's one of the very first jokes is everyone in this town is freaking dancing
Yeah.
and singing, and so that when
Frickin'
he
dancing,
moves to
man.
L.A. he goes to L.A. For like a date or something, and
With Amy Adams?
yeah,
Okay.
Oh, there's a
and-
date.
yeah, they go to Los Angeles for a date.
So it wasn't the anniversary like she says in the.
It is an anniversary, but it's like an
Oh.
anniversary date.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're not married.
Yes.
That's
got
part
it.
of that's a plot point.
Oh, okay.
Don't want to give away spoilers for the Muppet movie.
Now I gotta see it.
It's a very deep, twisted thriller.
It's the heavy rain of.
There's
Let's not get back on heavy.
The Muppets has always been one of those movies. Every time you watch it, you find something else. It's freaking hilarious.
Yeah.
Like even Neil Patrick Harris, he's got like one line in that whole movie, but it's Neil Patrick Harris for one. So it's just like gold.
I like him a lot. He's funny.
Neil Patrick Harris is almost a character.
Just himself.
Like,
Yeah.
Like the public image of Neil Patrick Harris and the way he portrays himself is probably 100% different from the way he is. Like whenever you see him like with his kids or with his dude, they're just like
With this dude.
no, they're really like mellow people. Like interviews when he's just like when they just catch him on an off moment, he's really mellow. But whenever he's like doing an interview before an award show and stuff like that, he's really over the top and theatrical.
He prepares. You can tell.
He's very
he
Broadway
takes
with the way he carries
seriously.
himself. But
Absolutely.
did you see Drive?
No. Have you ever seen?
I still haven't seen that yet.
Me neither.
Shoot. Okay.
And
yes.
Ryan Gosling's a good actor.
Okay.
Did we talk about that in another podcast? You're like, oh, it's Drive. And you
Yeah, and I never
Well, we
did.
talked about, we
That's the
talked about
problem.
seeing
I went
it.
to rave to see it, and okay. Also, the reason that I saw Friends with Benefits is because I went to rave with a friend to see Drive without checking first, and they weren't playing it. They were like the only theater in the
Nice.
area that was not playing Drive. So,
I hear it wasn't released very
it wasn't.
much.
It wasn't a small release, and it wasn't a wide release. It was like right in the middle, which is why Rave didn't have it, but Tinseltown did.
I love
I don't know.
Tinseltown. It's so
Really?
much cheaper and
Yeah.
the popcorn's cool.
Yeah.
No,
I
then
You
always
see
go
Travis
there.
Goldston just lurking everywhere.
He doesn't work there anymore.
Yeah, he didn't work anymore.
He still lurks.
Really? Well,
Okay.
that's probably true. Yeah, he posted a status on Facebook one time, and he was like, I haven't worked at Tinseltown in like a year, but people still keep asking me for free tickets and stuff.
Because he's there all the time.
Yeah.
I even saw him when I went and saw the Muppet movie. He was there.
Really?
Yeah.
Tinseltown is the only place that's ever ID'd me for a movie. Like when I turned 18, I went to, when I turned 17, I went to see Watchmen, because one, I wanted to see it really badly and I loved the comic, and two, I was for sure that they would ID me before I went to see it. And I just wanted to whip out my ID and be like,
Okay.
yeah, bitch.
See, I had that like exact same
And they
thing
didn't
that I wanted to
ID
do.
me.
Yeah, see? Okay, I went to go see the Taking a Pelham 1, 2, 3 with Kevin.
I saw
And
that
like-
with Kevin too.
Did you? Oh, okay.
Did we see that together?
I don't know. You weren't there. It was just me and him. Maybe
Oh.
he saw it again with you.
Maybe he loves that movie.
He was
But-
cheating.
Oh, yeah, I
he was
thought-
cheating on you.
Well, no, I saw it with
Sorry.
him. When I saw it, he had already seen it. So
Okay, yeah, see, okay.
He double dipped
and that
on
was
I'm,
like
I'm the mistress.
that was like the first R-rated movie I'd be in with like in the theater and like
Really?
not having to wait. Yeah,
Really?
Like, that was like the first one.
Popped your
And
R cherry.
Yeah, basically.
Your rarey.
And I was waiting for them to say, "Okay, I need to see your ID," but they didn't say it.
Oh,
Really?
Come on.
So that was
Like,
the
that was
first,
the whole point.
that was the first horror movie you saw.
in the theater.
Do,
Yeah.
do you know what the first horror movie you saw in the theater was?
I don't remember. I know it wasn't Watchmen, but I couldn't tell you. I don't remember.
What was the first movie you guys saw that was rated R, like, period?
Period. We Were Soldiers,
Okay.
which is cool because people are like getting their arms blown off and they're getting lit on fire.
I mean,
and
I've
What
seen
about-
like clips of them, like clips of various movies, like the
Have you
Patriot.
never seen an R-rated
I saw
movie?
clips of Patriot. Well, I have now. But I mean, like you're saying, the first one, like I had seen like clips here and there, but probably the first one I saw was the first one I saw in theater, which was Borat. It was the first R-rated movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, what
So
about you?
It's definitely
I
an
don't
introduction
remember
to
for
adult
sure.
comedy. Like
I
dove
I
right
probably
in.
started watching them when I was like 14.
Mine was Saving
But I
Private
didn't-
Ryan.
really, yeah, that's the same thing.
I want to say that's what it was.
Really?
Yeah. Because
The
I
first,
think
the first and only time I've ever been ID'd, kind of the same thing that Dana was talking about with Borat. The only time I've ever been ID'd was at Tinseltown. And I went to see Bruno. in
Well, yeah, they're
theaters.
going to ID you.
They ID'd me
No.
3 times. They had someone when you
3
bought-
times.
Yeah, well, not just me specifically, but in
Oh.
general. They had, whenever you bought your ticket, they had to ID you, and then you like wait in that line to go to where all the theaters are, and then
Yeah, I
right there
remember
they
doing it.
ID'd you, and then at the entrance to the theater that was playing Bruno, they ID'd you.
Well, it's the
They had,
flapping
they had a
dick.
person there.
Yeah, they had a person there too.
It's the
Well-
flapping dick is why.
Well,
Yeah.
more like the talking dick.
yeah.
Yeah, that was the only time I laughed during that entire movie was when the dick talked to me.
You know what's ridiculous? When I went to go see
Talking
Can I
dicks.
quote that by the way?
Yes.
that is ridiculous. But when I went to go see Tower Heist last week, that was also when that other Twilight movie came out. They had 4
Oh, yeah.
screens for it.
Really?
I thought it was ridiculous.
Is that a lot or little? Because
That's a lot for Tinseltown.
Yeah.
I thought they had like 18
Tinseltown only has 3 screens.
They have like 18.
I was being sarcastic.
So I thought there would have been more.
Really?
Yeah.
When I
There
was
are other
on
movies.
Thanksgiving,
I,
there were a
I
lot
just
more.
think that whole thing is
Well, see,
totally
you have
over.
to take it from the perspective of like
A teenage girl.
Yeah,
modern
but say-
America. My aunt loves the series.
My mom
like,
loves
it's
the
insane.
series.
Okay.
My mom's
Has
a
she
huge
ever read
Twilight
the
fan.
book?
My mom read all the books.
Okay. Because if it's just like this middle-aged woman who likes a 17-year-old dude with muscles,
Muscles.
You don't like you don't like anything about the. Yeah, I said it.
How often do you really think that happens?
A lot. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if half the people in there only liked it because there was a hot dude with taking his shirt off.
Oh, I thought you meant she was going with. Okay, never mind. I misunderstood.
No,
Exactly.
like
Where's
they
your mind?
like it because they're watching a
the
guy.
gutter,
They're
apparently.
watching a young man on the screen
Okay,
with no
that
with no
makes-
shirt with muscles.
Okay, so you think
Have
it's
you
just
ever seen-
cougars being cougars?
Yes.
Okay, muscles. I want to take a poll real quick.
right.
Raise your hand if you think Eddie Murphy is ever going to make a good movie again.
Did you know he's gay?
Since when? Since,
Eddie Murphy?
Okay,
He's
well,
married.
A better
I
question.
mean, well,
A better
Can I-
question.
I don't know
Can
if
I-
that's true or
can I
not.
say-
When's
and-
when's the last good movie you said? You said he will ever make one again. That means he made a good one, right?
Yes.
What was the
Well,
last
he's
good
made
one?
plenty.
Doctor Dolittle was a good movie.
Shrek.
Shrek. Well,
Well, I would.
I don't.
say-
I don't count those.
Yeah, I'd say
Like,
like
live
maybe
action.
like
Well, when
Rush
he's
Hour.
when he's the lead. Okay, Rush Hour.
Wait, that was Eddie Murphy.
No, that
No, that was Chris Tucker.
Yeah, okay.
They're like the
Sorry.
same.
Yeah, I know.
When's the
I was
last
like, wait a
time you
minute.
saw Dr. Dolittle?
More like when was the last time I saw Chris Tucker? What happened to him? I
I
saw.
Rush Hour 3.
He turned into Chris Brown.
Wait, what? What? And then he beat Rio. I can't remember the last time I saw Doctor Dolittle. I had it on VHS though.
I was sick a couple months ago, and I went to the Care Now over there off 35, and they were playing Dr. Dolittle, and I was watching it, and I remember loving the movie,
Really?
and I watched it again, and it was very, very painful for me to watch.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know how my parents.
I
put up
remember
with it.
not liking it because I don't like movies where animals talk.
Then maybe Beverly Hills.
That's really
Cop.
specific.
Well, just like if it's
I
an
bet you hated
animated,
Stuart
if
Little.
it's like an animated movie, then I can deal with that. But if it's
I
like
didn't
supposed
like
to be
Stuart
real
Little.
life,
I didn't
where like humans are talking to animals and the animals are like moving their gums, but there's
Yeah.
people talking like as an actor, I really don't like that. Like all the
Does it
movies,
creep
like
you out, or you just
all-
think it's stupid?
it creeps me out and I think it's stupid. Not so much creepy.
All of the above.
Not so much creepy.
All of
I
the
just
above.
think it's weird.
Okay, so it creeps you out. And
Yeah, but it's not creepy as in it scares me.
I know what you mean.
But like the movies where like the dogs are talking and the cats are talking, stuff like that.
So I'm
Like,
pretty sure
I
you didn't
guess.
like cats and dogs.
Cats
I love that movie.
You're
and
just like,
literally the only thing I remember about that movie is that they had a dog or a wolf named Wolf Blitzer that was like the news guy. That's the only thing I remember. That's the only gag or joke I remember about that movie at all. Is the Wolf Blitzer gag.
Yeah.
what, I don't
Wolf
get that.
Blitzer is a famous CNN news guy.
So
they
there's
had
a wolf.
Yeah,
his
they had a
name was
wolf
Blitzer?
named Wolf Blitzer.
His name was Wolf Blitzer. or
Was his name Wolf Blitzer? or
They
just
called him Blitzer. But
Blitzer.
yeah, they call him Blitzer.
Okay.
But he was a
Either way.
wolf.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
I mean, it's just sort of implied.
Yeah.
But
That was the only thing I remember. Thank you, Corey.
Thank you.
Okay, then let's try to figure out another Eddie Murphy movie that isn't terrible. Beverly Hills
It's
Cop.
been a while.
See,
Right.
the thing is,
Yeah, I was confusing that with Rush Hour
Yeah,
because they're really similar.
Eddie Murphy is one of those guys that, working in a video store, you sort of realize that there are two completely different sides to Hollywood. And I'm going to be as simple as saying they're black and white, because that's exactly what they are. You won't believe how many DVDs of Medea's Family Reunion I've sold to complete... I mean, only like maybe one Caucasian person has bought that movie, and it was for his
I don't
half-
like Tyler
Big
Perry.
Half
Mama's House
African-American
34. They just keep making them.
Because they keep buying them, they eat it
Yeah.
up. I mean, you look at like...
I think Tyler Perry
eat
is
that
the
up
worst thing
and
about Hollywood right
Yeah,
now.
I don't like him one bit.
But I
at
mean,
all.
he's making... It makes a lot of sense, though. I mean, that's a
Yeah.
whole untapped... Like
Just catering to his
MTV...
audience.
MTV targets them,
Yeah.
any new television station will always target teenagers and African Americans.
Yeah,
I mean, that's what Fox did when they first came out. I mean, look at all the old shows that were on Fox, and now look at them, man.
that's true.
You got all these. The raciest thing is Family Guy, but that's
Yeah, they just saw how good the Fresh Prince of Bel Air was. They're
Exactly.
playing to that market.
I mean, it's. A
I wasn't
huge
joking,
market.
that's-
It's a
No,
huge
that was a
market.
good show. It was a good show.
It's a great
Oh, I thought you
place.
meant were you talking about the market or market
No,
strategy or
that's
the
just-
show quality?
No, that was the first just really funny show that starred almost like entirely black people, and the
What
main
about the Cosby Show.
Hold
That's
on.
not-
I'm
that's
I'm
Bill
getting
Cosby.
there, and Bill Cosby might as well be white. And that's true. Look at his sweaters.
Because there's
Look at his sweaters.
there's no like black humor. It's just like
Look at my sweater. And I'm white. No, and then like Will Smith was like, he also did music and stuff like that. It was just
Wrapped.
sort of. But
I still very much watch that show.
yeah,
Whenever
Fresh
it's on.
Prince is still
the
funny.
Bel Air.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I haven't enjoyed a minute of any time. I've seen 2 of the Medea movies.
I feel like you're forgetting.
I don't think I've seen any of them.
I have not seen any because
Am
I
I
do
forgetting
not like Tyler
Sanford
Perry.
and Son?
Yeah, and Different Strokes.
I didn't like Different Strokes.
It's hilarious.
I don't know.
I'm a fan of sitcoms. I just can't Getting
I like
I
sitcoms.
just feel like Fresh Prince is on another level. Even from like sitcoms in general, Fresh Prince is one of those that's just up there, like with like Seinfeld. And people might hate me for saying that, but
I love Seinfeld.
me too.
I think it's all right.
Because you don't play bass.
It's the only reason anyone likes Seinfeld is the bass.
That and Jason Alexander. You know, he can't get roles because of Seinfeld. It's
No
like
no one can get roles because of Seinfeld.
No, you look at I always forget her name, Julia Dreyfus.
Well, she
Whatever.
just got that show like a couple years ago though.
And then she was on Arrested Development. She's been in a couple other. Like,
She was on Arrested
movies.
Development for like 2 episodes though, and I hated her character. I didn't like her character at all.
She's very. The thing is, she reminds me of my mother, and that's what freaks me out.
Really, her or the character she plays?
Just her as a person.
Oh, okay, yeah. And then Michael Richards hasn't. All he does is yell at black people. That's it.
I mean, he's got a pretty successful. He had a pretty successful stand-up career.
Yeah, past tense is optimal there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're gonna go ahead and take a break and be back once you will get in.
Yeah.
And we're back.
Welcome
Or whispering.
I like to whisper too.
on
All right.
today's episode of.
What are you drinking? You never told me what
This
that
is
was.
Red Bull.
Oh, okay. There's all bubbly, you know.
This is whiskey. Does this look like whiskey on camera?
It just
No.
looks like
Okay.
urine.
Yeah, it looks like cow urine.
Cow.
Cow urine.
You want to be
specifically.
specific? Not goat urine, just cow.
Goat urine is
my
goat
goodness.
urine is more green.
Goat urine smells different.
When you see goat urine, it's a very distinct smell.
Welcome to Texas.
I wouldn't know.
So,
All right.
Corey, you said you had a topic.
I did.
Hit it.
NBA is back.
Okay,
So-
who didn't expect that? Raise your hand. Really?
Really?
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Here's
Because
why.
he doesn't
No,
like
here's
basketball,
why.
And he's been quiet ever since Mavs got swept the Lakers.
Okay,
Pretty
I just want to
4-0.
say. I just want to say something. I just want to say two things.
And you didn't speak at all
Two
after
things.
halftime.
Go for three. Two things.
Third quarter, fourth quarter.
Are you done?
No.
Okay, I just want to say. I want to say three things. Okay.
Oh my-
No.
Three things. The Lakers have the second most championships in all of NBA. Mavs have one. I still like the Mavs, but Mavs only have one.
Who has the most?
Second
who has
thing,
the most recent? championship?
Kobe has 5. Is that right?
I don't know.
5 championship rings.
What's your point?
He can fill up his whole hand. And last thing I want to say is about the lockout. I was paying attention a little bit, and they said that maybe 2 weeks ago they were close, and then it didn't happen because the players backed out the last second.
Right.
And I thought that was the end of it. But apparently, just recently
They're
figured
gonna take
all
it.
out.
They're gonna take it to the courts and have.
See, I
like
thought
the Supreme
I
Court
thought when they pulled
come in.
out the last second when it was
See-
almost done, I thought that was it. So that's what I said. I thought,
Okay.
that was
Only
it.
in
So,
America will a basketball team or basketball league go to the Supreme Court quicker than the pissed off people in the streets of New York.
Yeah, that's true.
I guess.
Um,
but not
it's-
only was that wasn't even the best news I heard. The best news
You're
I
pregnant?
heard was no.
Oh.
Was
That's
that
hits real
before the game on Christmas, when the Mavs play the Heat, they will receive their champion rings and raise the banner.
Oh yeah, yeah. On Christmas.
Yes.
On
They
Christmas.
still don't have the rings yet.
No, they wouldn't
They
let
ha-
it. They wouldn't.
they're gonna
They
present
wouldn't
them.
give them out until the lockout was over. They were so strict that like whenever I was listening to ESPN radio, whenever
Players
like
couldn't even talk to the owner.
yeah, and the
team.
and the coaches, if they talk to the media, the coaches weren't allowed to name any players.
So they win, and they're not allowed to get the rings that day or whatever.
They don't have them made yet. They have to get size.
Yeah,
and all that
really.
stuff. Dude,
Really?
when
You
we
think
won,
that they don't know the size
When we
by
won,
then?
when we won Grand Nationals, did we just get our rings right
We're
there?
not a professional organization. They have T-shirts and hats pre-made. Why wouldn't they just make rings pre-made?
Because
that'd
you know how
be
much
really
money that wastes? Yeah.
Just get the cheap
That's
one.
not
That's what
how
I
it
did.
Just
works.
get the cheap one. The NBA team is just going to get the cheap one. They
Okay.
don't get the cheap anything. That's why they
that's
had a
not-
lockout.
That's one of the lockout.
But yeah, that basically just topped it off. for
I'll be
me.
honest though,
Just
the
like,
only
look,
sport
look,
I'm really interested
We'll,
in.
we'll split the money, but you guys have to buy your own rings. No, we're taking you to court. You buy us our rings if we win. I will not stand for it. You buy your own rings. Like that's where they drew the line. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm sorry. What were you saying?
So how about the quail hunt? That quail hunting? That's the only sport I follow.
No, really.
Yeah.
I only follow Quail Man from Doug.
That's so stupid. That's
Oh,
so
okay.
dumb.
I'm gonna. This is a little plug. I used to play in a band, and there was this rapper, and his name's
DJ
Doug
John
Funny.
Cannon.
Doug Funny is what he goes by.
Was he funny?
He was funny. He actually had a. He took that banging on a trash can. You know that song from Doug?
I think that's actually Stomp that does that.
Banging on a trash can.
No.
He takes that and like raps over it, and he raps about Zelda. He's one of those like. He's a really cool dude though. He's
Speaking
also
of-
like 6'7".
Like the Donald Glover style rap.
Donald Glover's son just came out with an album.
Or
Speaking
not,
of
not Donald Glover. I meant That might have been what I meant to say.
Wait,
No.
which one's the old one? One's Danny, one's Donald.
Donald Glover is not related to Danny Glover.
He's not?
No, they're not related.
I've been
at
telling
all.
people that for like a week.
Really? No,
They look alike.
Donald Glover from Community. He's not related.
They both act.
You said there's a Zelda rap or whatever. I saw a Smosh video like this week where they did a Zelda rap. It was pretty good.
What'd they rap about?
Skyward
About
Sword.
Zelda.
About Skyrim.
No, that's great. It was about Zelda. It was pretty good. I'll put a link in the link them.
In the recent new Zelda game, they redesigned how Zelda looks.
Like the princess, or
Yeah, no, the princess.
'Cause my
I would
mom said-
Link is not
never refer to Link as Zelda. Man,
Okay, well, go back to the NBA. The only thing I'm kind of worried about is how they're going to play for like the first few weeks because I'm sure it's not going to be very good.
well, they have until Christmas to get good, and I know Dirk practiced. And
Like the last,
I don't know.
at least this is what my dad was telling me because he was the one that even told me about the lockout. to
man,
begin with.
he's both an NBA expert and a barber, and whatever he does during the day.
Yeah, my dad's a pretty cool guy. He said the last time that like anyone even said anything about Dirk's playing, like when he was playing for Germany, like he wasn't very good.
Dirk.
Like none of his shots were going in like they usually do.
Well,
which,
consider-
I mean,
Considering he uses the most unorthodox shooting method on the earth.
works.
He's also German.
Obviously.
When you
Yeah.
practice every day, but when you take off as much time as they do.
Well, and I definitely know he took up more time than what he ever like usually
Well,
does.
they're
Like,
going to be
at
doing
the
nothing
end
but
of
practicing until Christmas.
Right. Like usually after the season ends, he'll usually take like a month off and go back to Germany and just kind of chill, and then
Yeah.
he'll be like right back to. I'm sure this time he's
Eat
probably
some
hasn't played
Häagen-Dazs.
for a while.
Yeah, because you can't get Haagen-Dazs in the U.S.
While we're on the Germans, let's talk about this Nationalist Socialist Party. I hear they're coming up.
I heard that. I heard they came and went.
I have no comment on that.
Well, that's how it's going in my history
I heard
class.
they have a strict mustache protocol. Fun fact: people think that like
No way.
that.
Sorry.
people think that's the fun fact. People think.
Yeah, no.
That one's new. I've never seen that.
God
Jackass.
Oh, okay. People attribute the Hitler mustache to German people, but even like Hitler's, I can hear that on the mic, by the way. The crinkling of the wrapper. That was a dick move.
Hitler.
People attribute the Hitler mustache to like the German people as a whole, but even like Hitler's top aides thought that his mustache looked stupid, and they tried to get him to shave it, and he said no, he wouldn't shave it because he liked it.
Dude, freaking Michael Jordan with
That
the
would be
Hitler
all.
stash.
He only has it for that one commercial. He doesn't
Yeah.
have it like. He's talking about the Hanes bacon neck commercial on the plane, and I almost said Hitler. Hitler had the Michael Jordan mustache. Michael Jordan has the Hitler
All
mustache.
right, I guess I didn't notice that.
But I mean, it looks less Hitlery on a black guy for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Because
Did you know Hitler hated black people?
well, there aren't a whole lot of Germans that are also black.
He also hated Jews.
I hear that.
And gypsies. That's
yeah, I was
what
gonna say and gypsies
That's
and
not-
the handicap.
That's not true.
And the
So-
homosexual.
How poorly do you think the NBA players are going to play? I mean, like, let's take the example of the NFL. So many teams right now are playing average to mediocre at best.
So many
Well,
players
that's-
got fat.
So
That's why I was
so
saying I
do
was
you think-
worried.
do
I
you think
figured
the
at
same
least-
thing?
No, isn't it?
What?
It's kind
Yeah,
of a boom
I
in
mean-
football.
That's true.
Considering
Half
they're,
your
they're
team has
supposed to
to
be
be fat.
starting to play again on the 9th.
Okay, we're talking about two different conferences. You guys are talking your own conferences. We're talking our own conversation.
Okay, well, look at it this way. If you're comparing the NFL to the NBA, you're comparing an oblong football to a round.
No, I was just saying sheer
basketball.
athleticism. Like, you have people that get out of shape, and so they're not playing very well.
Who
So
got
you
out
think
of
the
shape?
same-
Though? Who got out of shape? You just keep saying people got out of shape, and that's why.
The athletes.
Athletes.
Oh, really? 'Cause I
Athlete-
thought you were talking about the coaches.
Shut up.
Joe Buck got really fat. No, which athletes got fat? Because you keep saying that, but I don't think you have any
I didn't
evidence
say
to back
fat.
it
I
up.
didn't say fat. I just
Out of
said-
shape. My bad. Which one of them's got out of shape? You just keep saying that, but I don't think you have any evidence to back that up.
I'm saying, do you think it'll be the same situation?
I don't
No,
think
but
that
that's what I
situation
was-
is in the NFL right now either.
Consider this. I mean, how many people are on a team in the
Consider
NFL?
the following:
Think about it. Think about how many players actually they have to.
51.
coach.
Like-
51 are on the roster.
How many in basketball?
79.
That's
I
not
made
true.
I made that up.
A lot.
Like
a lot
20?
less. I don't know exactly.
No,
but it's
there is a lot less. There's a lot.
And
less.
it's also a smaller court. You know, you don't have to
Run more.
back and
That's why I was
forth.
saying like the
Constantly.
first.
White
know.
people are put at a further disadvantage.
That's why I was saying like the first 2 weeks. I'm pretty sure they're just going to be kind of sloppy. to be
Yeah, but
Probably.
then they'll
See-
get back into it.
see, the
Football
Mavs-
takes a lot longer than
The
that.
the
they're
Mavs
plays.
are an
Yeah.
older team. The players
Yeah.
are older, and
right.
you
Which
think that
this actually is probably pretty good for us because we have a lot of older guys. So the more rest they have, the better.
Have you ever heard the saying-
that I can see where you're coming from, but the thing I thought of is they're older guys. They get out of shape faster. They need to stay in the flow of things because it's easier for younger
in the
guys to
wrestling.
recover
What?
than it is for older guys to get back into it. So I think
I mean,
that
I guess,
it's actually
but-
it's a disadvantage.
In the wrestling, when he gets old. Go ahead.
I think it'd be a disadvantage for the Mavs because they're so much older.
Here's the thing.
They-
Here's
they
the
know
thing.
how to take care
Here's
of
the thing.
themselves.
Here's the thing.
How old
Here's the
is
thing.
Jason
Here's the
Kidd?
thing. Here's the thing.
Go.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing.
How old is
Here's
Jason
the thing.
Kidd? Go.
I don't. He's
40.
like 38. 'Cause
What?
me-
He's still
Me and
doing
Corey
his
both
thing.
know that off the top.
Have you ever
our
heard of
head.
the word fanboy?
The movie was mediocre.
Yeah.
Go.
Here's the thing.
I'm listening.
When it comes to the NBA, more than other sports, when the players get older, they're usually a lot more mature than the younger guys are. So they're the ones that are going to practice and stay good. It's going to be the younger idiots that go off and like buy jets and drive around in their fancy cars and eat nothing but In-N-Out Burger during the break that are going to get fat. The undisciplined ones, not the old ones, the undisciplined ones. Because there's no rule saying that during the lockout you can't play any basketball, like in your backyard or anything. And the thing that happened in the NFL.
We all know that freaking Jason Kidd and Dirk are just practicing in their backyard from sun up to sundown, like on their little concrete patios with like their little.
They got a grill off
with
to
their-
the side. And
yeah, like,
that's the
it
defender.
bounces off the grill every once in a while to go chase the ball, and like they have to hang the backboard
No,
and
they-
the
they-
rim on the like the side of the roof. You know.
Do you think
the
Dirk
whole-
Nowitzki doesn't hire like a ball boy from like the U.S. Open?
Yeah.
Just for his own personal basketball.
He's not like
kneeling
that,
off to the
which
side.
is just another reason why I like him a lot.
I guess. I mean,
You also
I just
consider-
assumed the Mavs roster was just playing knockout at one of their houses.
That's how they get so good at free throws. Like every game at the end of practice, the Mavs coach is like, "All right, before you guys go home, knock out, let's go." So everyone like takes their douchey time with the free
Okay,
throws.
but here to address what you said about the NFL, the reason that like there's the whole switch up with who's good and who's not, and the massive amount of decent teams that aren't amazing, has nothing to do with people getting out of shape. It's because when they changed the rules and changed the labor agreement, it sent a lot of players to different teams. Like it's there was
Bush is on the Dolphins.
yeah
What
there
the
was
hell?
just a humongous shuffle.
Yeah,
of
how
players.
exactly did Reggie Bush end up on the Dolphins?
I
then?
don't
He was
know.
playing for the Saints.
They
and then-
released him
when did they? Why?
I
because
don't
they have
know.
2 young running backs that are doing a lot better than he was. He hadn't done much the last 2 seasons. He's been
Well,
Well,
averaging
okay,
like-
I knew he was returning
I-
punts, but did they have him at the running back spot?
only on like
Because
third downs.
because I knew they had him at kick return, but if they don't give him a chance to be a running back, that's what he's best at.
He was their running back, and he wasn't as good as the young guy, so they made him a third down, and he wasn't as good as another guy to do third downs, and they had him returning.
But I
kicks,
mean, like,
and he
how,
got hurt.
How did the Saints get 2 Heisman Trophy winning running backs?
Oh my
like,
God.
in almost like it was like within a 3-year period.
What?
Money.
I smelt your burp. Like,
It was like it was like,
I was ugh.
they got Reggie Bush, and then a couple years later they got Mark Ingram. Like, how does that?
I
how
don't
do
know. But yeah, because like when the Cowboys played
That-
the
that
Dolphins on Thanksgiving, I was like, when the hell did Reggie Bush
You
get
guys,
on the Dolphins?
you guys haven't seen that Pizza Hut commercial with Reggie Bush
Yeah.
sitting down in a Dolphins jersey?
No,
He's not wearing a Dolphins.
He's
Well,
wearing a
one
Dolphins
I
jersey.
saw, he doesn't have a Dolphins.
I have not.
Well, we don't have
they
kids.
shop that in.
He's wearing a black shirt.
This
The one
portion
I
of the
saw.
podcast brought to you by Pizza Hut.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Photoshop.
I gotta
Photoshop.
That's what he said.
Adobe
This Photoshop
CS.
in the Dolphins jersey. He said, this portion of the podcast brought to you by Photoshop.
It's just like clearly an animated, like the Wikipedia picture of the Dolphins jersey pasted over him in MS Paint.
We should take a photo of and just like superimpose
We
it.
should use Photoshop to make it so that I'm wearing a Dolphins jersey this entire time. But either way, that's the same thing that's going to happen in the NBA because they, with the 50-50 split, the teams are losing money. So some of the players are going to go to other teams. So
I'm fearful we're not going to have Tyson Chandler.
we're going to have Tyson Chandler.
Are you sure?
It's what I've listened. What,
AKA the chicken.
No.
Tyson
God, shut
Chicken.
up.
Tyson Chicken Chandler.
Tyson Chicken
Chandler.
Chandler. Yeah, I got confused. What I heard on the radio is that it's a lot more likely that we'll lose JJ than lose Tyson.
Damn it.
Berea?
No, the other JJ the jet plane.
They have like a billion guys on the team that start with
Here's the
J.
thing. Here's the thing. I think we're gonna keep
But
both
not-
of
but
them.
they
I
don't
think
call
we're gonna
him
keep both of them
JJ.
because we're gonna sign Tyson Chandler first because we
Damn
have
straight.
we
yeah.
have to have him and
Hell yeah.
Gotta have the
JJ
chicken.
JJ is a player that I would hate to lose, but we could stand losing him. And the thing is, that I think
I
we'll,
guess.
Where
but-
would he go to? Like, would he just become a
if he
free
goes to
agent?
if he
or
goes
people
to
begging for him?
No, people like him a lot because he's a different style player than really exists in a lot of teams. But
Short guy who's really
hold
good.
on. Damn it,
Let him
you just keep saying
finish.
dumbass things.
Really?
There's something I want to point out. I mean, I'm very skeptical about football, and NFL particularly.
Okay.
I mean, you have like, you name off all these like, MVPs and such, but consider, the play style of football. you can put. I feel like anyone in the NFL can be as good as Reggie Bush if
They played the running back position.
It's like it's hard to be a
bad player.
a Heisman lineman,
Yeah.
Heisman candidate DE.
If you make it to the NFL, it's hard to be a bad player
That's
by
true.
your own personal performance. Except for quarterbacks are unique because they're protected by the linemen.
touch
but
the ball
Their
and play.
own,
Yeah.
it's their own personal choices. Throwing interceptions really is just
So you're saying that like you could take like Des Bryant, Cowboys receiver, and put him at running back for the Redskins, and he'd still be a decent running back.
Yeah, not necessarily. He's still personally. I think they're all really good players, but it's the team they're assigned to. It's the plays
Yeah.
that they're meant to run. Nothing can save a bad play. Reggie Bush can't save a bad play.
Yeah.
If you write a terrible play and you put an awesome person at it, doesn't necessarily mean they're going to pull a miracle out of the hat.
That's true. It's a lot more design than you really think. And it's a lot more offensive line than you think it is.
Mm-hmm.
You can, the reason that some running backs do terrible in the NFL is because they play on a team with a terrible offensive line.
Exactly.
And then they're bad running backs, or subpar running backs that look really good because they have a great offensive line. Matt Forte in Chicago has some of the best rushing numbers in the league right now. And put him on the Cowboys with our not so great offensive line. He's not going to be near as good as DeMarco Murray or even Felix Jones.
Yeah.
It's I don't know.
Yeah, why do you think the Cowboys are so pass heavy?
Yeah, because we have a terrible offensive line.
And that increases the
Not
number
good.
of interceptions. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so what you're saying about JJ?
If he leaves, it's going to be because the team overpays him. Because the thing
because
about-
we overpay him?
No, because another team will pay him more than us, but money he
Do you
doesn't
think
really
he'll do
deserve.
that? Do you think he'll leave for the money or?
The thing
I
about
hope
the
he
Mavs is that more than almost any other team in the league, the Mavs want to stay a team, and they're like friends and stuff like that.
This is true.
Plus, I don't know why you'd want to lose that.
Yeah, we're gonna sign Tyson Chandler as soon as possible, and
Right.
the thing about JJ
Is
is
he
that
free agent right now?
both of their contracts are running out.
We have
But
six
they're not
people total.
They're not expired though. They're just
They're not
on the way
expired, but
out?
we have to re-sign them,
Right.
or they'll be a free agent. So
Okay.
we have priority. But
We have 6 people in total that are free agents.
the only two I'm really
So
worried
who
about
are
though,
they? Who are they?
I forget.
The only two that
All I
are
hear
worth
about is really
mentioning are
Tyson and
Tyson and
JJ.
JJ. We'll sign Tyson
Do the
Chandler.
Mavs still have Sean Bradley?
No.
Freaking God.
We'll
stick.
sign Tyson Chandler as soon as possible, and if JJ leaves, it's going to be because someone overpays him, and then it's going to be a bust, and we won't be able to get a good player or get some money. Because if you look at
we got Rudy Fernandez. I totally forgot about that.
yeah, and the thing is that if people look at JJ's numbers, he's not a good player when Dirk's not on the floor. His numbers when Dirk is on the floor are amazing, and his numbers when Dirk is off the floor are terrible.
So hold on.
He plays. The only style of play where JJ can shine and be amazing is when a player like Dirk is on the floor. And how many other players like Dirk are there in the NBA?
No.
Exactly.
Well, okay.
So if we trade him to another team, or if another team picks him up, we're just gonna get some cap money to sign someone new, someone young, because we have to. The thing is that Dirk is great, and the thing about Dirk is that you'll walk in and he'll be practicing, shots that you never see him use, like sideline threes, and reporters will go up to him and they're like, "Hey, Dirk, why are you practicing that shot? That's not a shot you use." And he's like, "Well, I'm just working for the future because eventually I'm going to be a number 2, and these are the shots I'm going to need to make." So he's prepared to be a number 2. We just have to find the next number 1.
hopefully not
eventually.
yet.
Well, okay.
Well, not like this season, but in the future.
Right, yeah.
Okay, so
and we have to
this-
clear space for that.
This season, specifically, like in the back half of the season, Stevenson was a starter, right? But he wasn't a
He's
starter
not even-
normally.
He's not even on the team.
So who was he? There was some guy who got injured that was supposed to be really good and got injured. Who was
Caron
that?
Butler,
Caron Butler.
and his contract is already running out.
How
We-
long
we
has
have
he?
to
How
re-sign
long has
him
he
too.
been with the Mavs? I thought he was relatively
we
new.
got him 2 years ago.
Yeah, I was going to say 2 or 3 years.
And hasn't
ago.
he been injured like the whole time?
No, just this season.
Okay.
This past season.
When we first got
The
him,
thing-
it was like halfway through the season, so he
Yeah.
only played like a half season.
But in that half season, he played really well.
yeah.
So
But
we could have done a lot better. I think we would have done we would have gotten past the Spurs, I think, if they had been together at the beginning of the
Yeah,
year.
the only thing that worries me is Caron Butler didn't play at all last season, and his injury is, I forget what it is exactly, but I do remember that it is an injury that has a high propensity to be re-injured. And even if it doesn't, it really
Well, you know,
it changes the way that a player plays.
I think they were
They
trying
can't
to be
as
real
aggressive.
careful about it. That's why they didn't let him play
Yeah.
in the playoffs, because I remember them saying that he could, but they were just going to wait until next year
But, I
to where
mean,
he's
if-
fully recovered and he's able to.
Yeah,
make
I
a
would say
vote
if
for
we
sure.
lose JJ, we could re-sign Caron Butler.
So
but-
so the players that the Mavs ideally would want to sign if they had enough money to do so, you'd want to sign back the chicken. you'd want to sign back the Puerto Rican guy,
Yes.
little Puerto Rican guy, and
Little
you want to
Rican.
sign back Caron Butler. Is that right? Who
I
else?
mean, I don't think we need to keep Caron Butler, to be honest with you. If we had to lose one of those three, it would easily be Caron.
I would want to
What
sign.
what position does he play?
Small forward.
That.
Which is the same as Jason Terry, is that right?
No, he
No.
plays shooting guard.
Oh, okay. Who's small forward then?
Um,
Is that
like-
Dirk, right? Dirk's
No,
small.
Dirk
Dirk's power forward.
Sean Marion.
Oh yeah,
Sean- yeah, Sean Marion.
That's what I think.
and Sean
I
Marion
knew
with
Dirk
his
wasn't center, but
Sean
Like, I
Marion.
don't want to lose Butler,
Yeah.
but it makes sense because we did this whole thing without him.
If there's any of those three players we could lose, it's Caron Butler. If there's any of those three we have to keep, it's Tyson Chandler.
Heck
And
yes.
JJ Barrett's kind of in between. Like I said, if we lose them, it's going to be because
If we lose Tyson,
we're screwed.
that's what I'm saying.
We
have to
There
have
aren't any other
Plus, I
players.
heard-
who's his
They-
backup? I don't remember.
Brendan Haywood.
Yeah,
He's
Brendan Haywood.
Brendan missing free throws.
Yeah.
Haywood.
I hated that because when he first came here,
he was so
fine.
good.
He
Brendan Haywood
he
was really
able
good.
to-
When
yeah.
we got him, he was like, there were games where he was outscoring Dirk.
That's what I'm saying.
And
And,
then-
then all of a sudden, I don't know. Hopefully he's
He became the backup, and he
fixed
just takes up
something.
the
I don't
butt.
know. But
I don't know.
I watched an interview. They were talking with Tyson since he's like one of the board members for the players.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
And they asked him about it, and he was like, "Yeah, I want to stay in Dallas. I love this city and this area, and I want to stay on this team."
Nobody
So to
loves
me-
Dallas.
No.
Okay, well, just the point was he
Nobody
wanted to
that's been
stay
to Deep
here.
Ellum.
He didn't have
Nobody that's been to Deep Ellum.
No.
he didn't have any ambition to go to another team. Is what I'm saying, which I was really liking.
Yeah.
See, one thing I wouldn't really. I mean, all these Mav players, they live here. You know.
Yeah. Most of them live, a lot of them live in Colleyville. I know Sean Marion lives in Colleyville.
Yeah, I want to get out there. I want to be like, I want to be that guy. That just is like, I know what, give out maps to the Stone's homes. Like
I
the
think
Jonas Brothers live around here somewhere.
Jonas Brothers live in Westlake. I
Yeah.
ran into them one time. Have I
Really?
told that story on
Yes,
podcast?
I don't think so. No, you haven't. Not on the podcast.
Well, yeah, I know Corey's
Okay,
heard
well,
it. I was at an outdoor shopping mall in the fine city of Southlake, Texas, and which is right next to where the Jonas Brothers live. And I was just walking on my phone, and all of a sudden I walk into someone, and I step back, and I just literally ran into the Jonas Brothers.
Which one?
All three of them were standing.
All
there. I
three
don't
of
know
them?
which one I
Were
ran
they like
into.
stacked into each other?
They were holding hands. No, that's not true. But
See, if that was me, I would not even know. I thought they were
Really?
just three dudes that looked alike. Because I don't.
they
I
had
mean,
bodyguards, but the bodyguards were behind them. But and then as soon as I walked into it, I feel a little guilty because I ran into them. I stepped back. I was like, "Oh, you guys are the Jonas Brothers," and I shook one of their hands. And then someone, I guess a girl, heard me say Jonas Brothers, and then I heard screaming, and then I walked the other direction, and then like they signed like an autograph, and like before I knew it, like a black SUV came speeding up, and they hopped in and took off.
Really?
Yeah, I totally blew their cover for them.
Wow.
But like literally, they look like Snap, Crackle, and Pop. They're so short.
really?
Yeah, that like one
Are
of
they
them.
shorter than you, or just?
Oh, all three of them are shorter than me. The tallest
So, like,
one,
5'5"?
the tallest one was like up to my chin.
It's like 5'6", 5. No, it would be 5'5", right?
Yeah, 5'5" ish. They're
I'm
not
taller than the Jonas
Wow.
Brothers?
all. Yeah, you're taller than the Jonas Brothers.
Awesome.
Dude, if
Like
that
I
was,
said, dude,
if that was
Snap,
me,
Crackle,
if
and
that
Pop.
was me, I'd probably bump into them, be like, "Oh, sorry," and just keep walking. Like, how like refreshing do you think that would be? Like, if you're
To
somebody
them?
famous and somebody bumps into you and they just totally don't recognize you, just keep walking.
I'd be pissed
like,
off.
I think that'd be so refreshing.
pissed off.
There's a fear. I mean,
Like,
think,
don't you know who I am?
Like, if you're like, finally, somebody who just treats me like a normal person instead of being all starstruck.
Well,
like,
consider Bill Murray for a second.
I don't even know who that is.
Bill
You don't know
Murray?
who Bill Murray is?
What?
What?
That is an effing lie.
Who's-
That's not. That's
who's
like
Bill
not knowing
Murray?
who Barack Obama is.
Who's Bill Murray?
He
Have
is
you
one
ever
of the
seen-
greatest actors.
Have you ever seen Ghostbusters, Life Aquatic, Lost in
Not
Translation,
Life of- I've seen Ghostbusters and that's it.
Royal Tenenbaums.
Saturday Night Live,
I don't watch Saturday Night Live.
Zombieland?
Zombieland.
You never saw? Do you watch any movies?
I watch TV.
He was in Groundhog Day.
Groundhog Day,
I actually like that movie.
Scrooged.
When Bill Murray is out and someone's like, "Oh my God, you're Bill Murray," like he does this, he walks up to people at restaurants and like takes their food, and everyone recognizes Bill Murray, I guess, except for you. And
I'd be like, dude, what the fuck are you doing?
and he says your friends will never like he looks at him and says your friends won't believe you, and just takes the food and walks off. And of course, everyone's like, "Holy shit, it's Bill Murray."
Bill
Just
Murray
took
walked up
my-
and stole my food. No, he didn't. You're full of
No, he
shit.
didn't.
That's exactly what I would say.
Okay,
Someone told me
okay,
that.
no, I
That's
would
the
be,
greatest thing I've
I'd be
heard.
like, give me my food back. Like, unless you're gonna pay me for that, and then pay me a little bit more for the time it takes them to bring me a new steak, I wouldn't even eat steak.
You're not
I don't
the kind
even
of
know
guy
why I
Bill
said
Murray
steak.
targets,
I'll
then.
just be like, give me my steak back.
He's not gonna take your steak.
No, I'll take
I
a
don't
picture
care
with
how
him.
famous you are. take my steak? I don't even like steak, and you're taking it from me.
I would let Zoe
Like-
Deschanel take my steak.
If you know what I mean.
Well, actually,
I still
since I
think
don't like
think
steak.
she broke up with Ben Gibbard just so she could date me. Test the waters with the John Candy.
I think he broke up with her.
How come she?
It was a
hasn't-
mutual
How
thing,
come she
actually.
hasn't
The Juan
seen you yet?
Kanan.
Yeah, the Juan Canan.
Ben
Yeah.
Gibbard is.
I liked his. He was better with his mutton chops.
Have you ever seen like old photos of him, like back when he was with All Time Quarterback?
No.
He was a chubby dude.
Yeah, I knew that he's lost weight. I mean, he was chubby when Death Cab first took off, and when
Yeah,
the
now
Postal
he's-
Service did there.
Well, I mean, dating Zoe Deschanel, you're gonna work out a lot.
I guess, if you know what I mean. I don't know. I like Death Cab though.
I'm
I
a
like
big
both.
fan
I
of
like
Ben
both of
Gibbard.
those people in general. I think he's a creative dude.
He does a lot of stuff people wouldn't expect. Like he's
Yeah.
been involved with a lot of like smaller things. Like he writes movie scores, that sort of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, who is the one player that you could stand to lose on the Mavs?
On
Going
the
back to
Mavs?
this,
Yeah.
Corey always makes.
Oh,
it.
what
Yes,
what
I
is
do.
the time?
We're at an hour and a minute.
Okay.
What was the question, Corey?
So one more topic.
What? Who would you not mind losing on the Mavs? Because I already know who I would.
Or like regardless,
terrible
even
last topic.
even if they're like not, even if their contract isn't running out,
Yes.
Brian Cardinal.
Thank you.
Why?
Because he's so shitty.
custodian.
You'd rather have Haywood?
Brendan Haywood
Yes.
scores points.
Dude, the
That's
Cardinal, like, he
difference.
knows he never
The
gets a
Cardinal,
chance to-
nobody calls him that.
Okay.
He's either the custodian because he only
like,
plays garbage minutes.
He knows, like, he never gets a chance, so he tries his ass off. Like, Haywood just comes out there. Haywood just
It
comes
doesn't
out there
matter
and he's
how-
like,
That's
It's
only
like-
when he's on a free
it's
throw.
like flashbacks of Shaq
You know how
over
many
here.
defensive plays he did?
Not that many.
Oh man!
I thought you were about to say
Oh,
flashbacks to Vietnam because you had the.
Speaking of Shaq, the Lakers
Do you know who
are
Robin?
going to be
even-
good.
No, they're not. Do you know who Robin Williams is?
They need, like, Kobe's
Robin
always
Williams.
that dynamic character. They need one more guy to, like, even him out, and then they win.
No, wait,
Okay,
hold on.
okay, let's think of a better topic.
Very good question.
No.
What was your question?
Do you know who Robin Williams is?
Yes.
Okay.
All
Do you
right,
know
how
who?
about Dan Aykroyd?
No.
Do you know who John Belushi is?
I'd probably know people better by their faces than their names. So I'm
None
asking
of these
you.
people I've named even have faces.
Nope.
Okay. Do you know who Chevy Chase is?
I was literally
I
about
like
to
how
ask him
I like how no one
Mel
responded.
Brooks.
John Cleese.
Ah,
But yes.
What's he
Monty
from?
Python.
Okay, good
No.
call. Thank you, dude.
Oh,
if you
wait,
didn't know who
yes.
John Cleese was, I was gonna slap you.
Terry
Am I?
What?
Terry Gilliam.
I think he's the most underrated Python.
Yeah, but he's also the most successful, ironically.
Well, yeah, because he's a great director.
Yeah, and he's also a really good animator.
Yeah.
Okay, trivia.
I'm
Which
glad
one
that we
of
have
the
someone here that just knows random Python facts.
Well, I have one. Which one do you do you like Monty Python?
Yeah.
How about you?
Yeah.
Now, if you know the answer to this, which one of the Python troupe was
The Python
gay?
Brothers.
Can you tell which one of them was gay?
It was.
Don't-
Okay, my bad.
Hold on.
I don't even.
I have.
I
Like,
can
it's
tell
been a
you.
while since I've seen him, but
I couldn't tell you.
Just. I mean, have you seen the Holy Grail?
yeah,
Well, which one in the Holy Grail do you think was the gay one?
probably King Arthur.
I can.
Was that him? Was that
Yeah.
the guy?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember his name though. He's also the only one
I
that's
mean,
dead.
the way he acts in there, anyways. It's,
Yeah, he was basically drunk and high the entire time they made that movie. Like they had to get a stand-in to walk across the bridge, even though it was a sturdy bridge, because he was I don't even know if it was drugs. He was just a humongous alcoholic, and he was so drunk, and well, the problem is that he was drunk in his life all the time, and they didn't have any alcohol for a couple days out there. So he was having like withdrawals and stuff, and as soon as he walked up to the bridge, he passed out. He got so scared that he started shaking and then just collapsed. They had to have like the boom operator or something just put on the stuff and go out there and walk.
Did you read about his funeral? John Cleese's speech at Graham's funeral.
What was it? Graham Chapman. That's his
Graham
name.
Chapman. Yeah, Graham Chapman. You know, he's touted as like the first person to say shit on British television.
really.
Yeah, and so John
Holy
Are you,
Cleese.
shit.
are you sure it wasn't shite? Seeing how it's British television.
Yeah. Anyway, John Cleese is like giving the eulogy, and he walks up and he's like, "Fuck Graham Chapman. He's an asshole." And he's the line specifically is Graham Chapman was the first person to say shit on British television, and now I'm gonna be the first person to say fuck at a British funeral. And he's like, "Fuck you, Graham Chapman," and walks off.
I think one of my favorite lines from the movie is when he's like, "What is your favorite color? Red, no blue."
And then he gets thrown off.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
So many things off of that, but that's probably one of my favorites.
why don't we wrap this up? Is there anything else on that topic we want to discuss?
Trying to think of other Python facts.
Monty Python.
Yeah.
The Life of Brian is a really good movie that is very underrated.
Yeah. My manager at my store keeps trying to get me to watch it.
Look on the bright sigh of life. Doo-doo.
The reason they did that is because they couldn't afford horses.
Is that the one with the Jesus?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not the Messiah. He's a dirty boy. Oh, it's naughty, I think.
It's just a
Also, the witch in Holy Grail is John Cleese's wife.
Husband. Oh, John Cleese. You said John Cleese.
Yeah.
I said Graham Chapman. I thought that was actually a guy.
No, it was John Cleese's wife who was actually attractive.
Oh, the witch.
In makeup. Yeah.
I was thinking about the one in Scene
nude
when they go in the little
26 or
hut.
Oh.
and it's like,
no, it's the one with the carrot for the nose.
oh,
Yeah.
It's not my
okay,
nose.
okay,
It's a false one. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's also another scene that they deleted where, in the Bring Out Your Dead scene, there's another scene in that time frame where these like nuns had these gigantic mallets and they were just like running around and just like hitting people with it. And they cut the scene, but if you look in the scene where they're pushing the wheelbarrow full of dead bodies and then the one guy that isn't dead, you still see the nuns walking around with these gigantic mallets that has no context because the scene got deleted. That's one of my favorite parts of the entire movie. Oh, also, last thing, and then we'll wrap it up. The
like a present.
No.
yes, the Black Knight that keeps getting his limbs cut off.
It's just a flesh wound.
They actually used a guy that only had one leg. It was John Cleese in the armor, and then after he got one leg cut off, they used a guy that only had one leg because he was better at hopping.
Probably.
Yeah, and
How would you?
That's so sad. To
At
say
least
that.
it looked realistic.
yeah, and then whenever he got the other leg cut off, the director was like, "Oh, this is actually really convenient because now we only have to cut one hole in the ground." So they only had to dig out one hole, and then the other guys like, "No, we're just resting on the ground."
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah. And with that note, we're gonna cut.
Call it a draw.
All right, so
All right.
thanks for hanging around
Is
with us,
there
guys.
is there not a sign off thing? You guys don't do
That's
it
pretty much
anyway.
it.
We just say bye.
Like, can you sing
And-
sing like a harmony, like
And
a
we'll see you next time.
like a.
Have you
radio
ever heard us try and harmonize? No, it's terrible.
Bye.
All right, thanks for sticking around. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Good night and good luck.